So one of the first questions that we get from the visitors is, do elephants get in their pool? And they really do. You're naturally drawn to the water. They love and enjoy being in the water. They usually will go in there at the hot part of the day, and sometimes early evening, get all soaked down, splash themselves real good, hang out together. It's a social thing for them. And then come on out and head to the sand pile. But the next question we get is, do they actually swim? And believe it or not, they actually do swim. But swimming is not something that happens automatically. It's a learned behavior. It's something that they learn at a young age. And this brings me to an opportunity to brag about our adult female, Phoebe, who's very, very good at teaching her babies what to do and what not to do. One of those things is swimming. I don't know what she was in her previous life, maybe even a lifeguard or something, because she has a lot of skill when it comes to teaching babies how to swim. She started this with Bodie. It was her first calf born here. We noticed that she was kind of mulling around towards the shallow end of the pool with him, and she seemed to want to bring him in there, but was a little hesitant at first. Kind of hung out around the shallows, and she's done this consistent behavior with 3 calves now. So we know that it's something that is specific to her. She has her own techniques in doing this. It's very interesting to watch. We usually get very nervous, but we know now that she really, really has a plan in what she's doing. So what she typically does, she'll take him to the shallow end of the pool, start out there splashing herself, let him splash himself, get comfortable with the water in general. This pool is a 0 entry, so he can step in there, and it steps from just probably about an inch or 2 all the way down to about 8 feet. So when she starts at the beginning, she'll go into the first step, let him kind of tool around in the water a little bit, kick water about, and as soon as she feels comfortable enough, she'll move to the second step. And then after that, she typically will splash herself wet enough to where she doesn't get that chill, head right on into the deep end with their babies, and starts off by letting him swim around here, because once the ground goes up from up underneath his feet, now we're talking about actual swimming. Elephants have a lot of mass, so that gives them a lot of buoyancy. So they have the luxury of being able to float to a certain extent, but they do need to figure out how to paddle around. So what they're going to do is they're going to paddle around, and he'll typically paddle around Phoebe's body. He'll use that trunk up above the water. You get a little concerned because most of their body is submerged underneath. You only see their eyes, you see the top of their mouth. Every now and then you'll see that trunk come up, and they use it as a snorkel, so that's what they're going to breathe through, so they keep their mouths underwater. So as they're swimming around and looking as if they're struggling, they're really just paddling away. And when they're paddling away like that, they've got a good dog paddle going. So they paddle their way around, get a comfort level with staying above water, using that buoyancy to help them float. Phoebe will follow them around, and then what she will actually do is utilize her front feet to help keep him up or push him forward. She'll sit on her backside down on the deep end, and she'll actually pivot around on her backside all along, bringing the baby around with her. And she'll give plenty of opportunity for the young ones to swim around and figure it out. And when she feels like they've had enough, she'll take them back to the shallow end, let them kind of hang out there, head to the sand pile, show them what you do next, and then it starts all over again the next day. So Phoebe's done this with 3 calves now. She has a lot of experience. It's super impressive to watch, and there's nothing more exciting to seeing a baby splash around in the water. So yes, they do swim. It's something they learn young, but once they pick it up, it's pretty much an everyday thing.